Hi, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Flock Talk. I'm Robin Sullivan from the Leather Elves, and I am so excited to be here with 2023 coming in. We've got a lot to talk about tonight, but I want to remind you guys, it's been a little bit, so I want to remind you to like us and follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. So there are a lot of different ways you can see us. Hey, Diane. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Lori. Um, and I'm really excited about what we're going to talk about tonight. We've done some DIY, we've done some some just basic informational stuff. But tonight we're going to talk with two of our really close friends. I've been talking lately with people I know that own stores. And as much as we love Leather Elves toys, of course we do, right? And the toys from Kitech and Preview and all the major manufacturers and the smaller manufacturers, sometimes we get tired of seeing the same old, same old. So I started talking to store owners about what they were seeing out there. There's a big event every year in Florida called Global Pet Expo, and they introduce all new products. And I've got to be honest with you guys, the bird section is usually very small. It's, you go, and as a bird person in the pet industry, the bird section is not a large market. Okay, we know we are, but sometimes the big guys forget that. And so you can go and see all great new, dog products, cat products. And so for years, I've been telling you all, I'm sure some of you have listened. I've been telling you all to come over to the dark side. Go to those other aisles if you go to a full service pet store. Talk to the people who own your local bird stores and ask them to take a look at some of the non-bird products. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And I've got two of my favorite people with me. I've got Joanna and Mark Roth from Bird Feeder in Indianapolis. Hey guys, how's it going? Hello. So before we get started, though, we've got something we got to do. We all have to wish Mark Roth a happy birthday because he is his daughter online. So you definitely we've got to wish you a happy birthday, Mark. You are a wonderful, wonderful helper and guest, and Joanna, you as well. So happy birthday, and I hope it's a good one. And everybody's wishing you happy birthday in the comments, so it's a good
Well,
thing.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tiffany, we're going to help you out with that PetSmart Petco problem. Not that it's a problem, good stores, but you know as well as I do that there are a lot more dog, cat, small animal aisles than there are bird aisles at both of those stores. So I don't think we're going to change corporate America anytime really soon. So we're going to see what we can do in those aisles. There's a couple of things too before we get started. I want to do a shout out to someone who listens almost every Friday. Her name is Melissa Davis. And Melissa is a wonderful, wonderful advocate for birds and for rescues and birds that are in rescue sanctuary, whatever term we're using today. And she has a Facebook page called Zorro's Toys 4, and it's the number 4, Rescue and Friend. And she sells a lot of really cool pets, and then a lot of the proceeds go back to birds that are not as well off as some of our birds. So Melissa's got a great page if you're looking for parts. It was also brought to my attention by Sandy Warren. Sandy's out in Missouri. And Sandy brought up a page called Jessica's Attic because she knew we were talking tonight about, kind of stepping outside the bird world, looking for things to do. And there's a page called Jessica's Attic, and she does sugar glider toys and sugar glider and parts for sugar glider toys. And she's now added on bird toys. She realized that's where she should go. So that's another place if you want to go and check out some cool parts so that you guys can be creative making your own stuff. So lots of good DIY stuff happening out there. Yeah, Krista, she is awesome. Hey, Melissa. Okay, so Mark and Joanna have been nice enough to get some, well, you guys have them anyway, at Bird Fever, but they pulled together some toys, so we could talk about them tonight that they have in store, and we're going to talk about how you might be able to use them, and they're definitely not bird toys. So what do we got, you guys? Let's start with something. You decide. You pick it.
You pick it.
Well, I mean, we've got everything from small animal to dog toys. I don't think we have any cat toys at the moment. We've used cat toys in the past, to even horse toys.
Really?
Uh,
There you go.
Jolly Ball.
But Jolly Balls are awesome. I know
This was
Melissa.
originally made for horses,
Yep.
but the first time I ever saw this, somebody had turned this into a bird toy.
Yeah.
They had this. They ran a chain through it, hanging in a cage, all sort of stuff coming off of this, and it was like that's really what started me on it. It was probably 20 years ago when I saw one of these, and that's what kind of started
Well,
us looking at into other realms is to find toys.
Well, I used to work with a lot of zoos, and we would take Jolly Balls and use them for all different kinds of animals, hoof stock in particular. But you can, Melissa Davis. Melissa, if you want, if you can comment with a picture in the chat or in the comment section, Melissa does amazing things with Jolly Balls. You guys should all be inspired. She takes and puts, different things coming out, hanging out, and I know it takes her a really long time, but it's worth it because the Jolly Ball itself is pretty sturdy. I mean, how
Yeah.
big a bird would you give that to if you guys were going to use one of those?
Well, this one here we give to like the macaws. I mean, now this I just take this, we shove it full of paper, I put nuts and stuff, I jam it on the Java tree, and they sit here and they pick all the stuff out, finding the nuts and everything, and instant
Yep.
foraging. And this is hard enough that the hyacinths don't tear this up.
Yeah, this is.
Nice. And the thing about those too is, so it doesn't have to be hanging. People are like, oh, it's too big to fit in the cage. I can't do that. They come in all sizes too.
Yes.
They come in that size. They also make them smaller. I remember Jolly Ball used to be a vendor at the zookeepers conferences because they were used, across the board. But you can use that if you've got, it comes to mind. I know a lot of people talk about, oh, my cockatoo gets down on the floor and then it goes after my feet. Okay, so we've seen that, right? That bird that's down on the floor that's going to go after you, and you're like, I walk away and he chases me. Okay, so let's modify that behavior right out of the gate. You grab one of these, you stuff it with paper, like Mark was saying, and nuts and different things, and you kind of sometimes you got to show them. We've talked about that learning curve when it comes to to foraging. So you show them, look, I'm putting your favorite nut in here, and just put it down on the floor. Put it on the floor before your bird gets down there, and now it's something that will keep them busy versus your feet. So save your pedicure for New Year's Eve that you got and put a Jolly Ball down on the floor. Joanna, you got one. Melissa, see, look at that. I think that's probably Zorro, isn't it?
That's very
Um,
similar to what used to make those.
the famous Zorro. And so that's a simple Jolly Ball that Melissa has modified. Very, very, I'm not going to say it's easy to do because I know it's really labor intensive, but you guys can do it. Tiffany says she's not talented. Tiffany, you guys can do this. This is not something, and Melissa says that Zorro will only chew the toys that are on the Jolly Ball. So he doesn't go, he's a kaik. He doesn't go after the Jolly Ball itself. He just goes after the toys that are on it. So
Really
there
can't.
you go, guys. A base for toys that you can find. You can get it just, if you've got a great bird store in town, like Bird Fever, you can go get it there. If you have a meh bird store, maybe they'll have it. If you've got, I don't know if they're available at Petco and stuff. Um, the other place you might want to try is Tractor Supply.
I was
Yep.
gonna say
Um,
Tractor Supply or Oil King.
yep, they might have it too. So, grab one of those and use it as you don't even have to drill the holes in it. You've got that foraging toy right there. Easy to use. Easy to clean too, right? You guys
Yep.
Oh
just,
yeah.
can you, dishwasher safe?
This one's probably 15 years old.
Yeah.
And it's been given to
Yeah,
Hyacinth,
correct.
so it's, yeah, nice. All right. So what do we got? What else have we got? Vanna,
Well,
what do we got?
This is one of my ultimate favorite toys ever.
So,
Ospo.
so Mark refers to that as, that mat you like so much. This is, this is from Oxbow. Oxbow does the most incredible non-bird toys. Mark is picketing outside the Oxbow factory to get them to do a bird line. So we're working on that, you guys. But you can find this in the small animal section. It is Timothy Hay. This is the most incredible foraging mat ever. So, I've used AstroTurf. People have expressed concern, oh, they might nip off some of the plastic. They might, and we've kind of talked about that. But with this, no worries, no problem. It's completely safe.
It's
Well, you
really
guys use that for macaws?
we use this for the macaws, cockatoos, any of the ground foragers, cockatoos, the grays. You can lay it on. Normally, I put it in a cardboard box, sprinkle nuts and seeds in here, and they get down here and they start rooting through it, finding out, and they'll spend hours down here just going through this and tearing it up. Um, the other thing we found that for our one cockatoo, we'll put this on top of the cage, shove it through the bars, and he'll go up there and he turns this into confetti and he just shreds it.
Well, so that's like, if you guys, for those of us that are old, and remember telephone books,
Yep.
we used to put telephone books on the top of cages and put them down through, and now you can do it with that, because telephone books not so much anymore. There's the little local ones, but they're not as much fun. So that comes in multiple sizes too, doesn't it?
Yes, it's two sizes.
two sizes.
Yep. I love it. I absolutely love that toy. Um, all right. So that's by Oxbow. It's called the Timothy Hay mat. And that will, you
I
guys can find that in the small animal section. And I know for a fact a lot of pet stores, full service pet stores, are carrying that particular product. Another one I wanted to mention before that, I know you guys don't have it. The corrugated cardboard stretching, like they have waves, they have like posts for cats. It's amazing for putting. Do you have? Oh, it's like, yeah. That, Nick, do we have that one? That's the enriched. It's an Oxbow product, but you can put.
Corrugated.
Yep. The corrugated cardboard. This is called Treasure Barrel. That's another Oxbow product. Oxbow's gonna owe me some sponsorship here, but you can put seeds, you can put pellets. This one's nice because it can hang. The ones that they make for the cats, they come in like a section, and you can cut them. I know Melissa uses those on her toys that she makes. For smaller guys, if you want, a smaller section, you can buy the sheet that's probably, I don't know, 12 inches by 6 inches, and then just cut it into pieces. It's kind of, it's a hassle to cut with regular scissors, but if you guys are doing any of the DIY stuff and you're using a saw, you can cut it on a saw, a bandsaw. The other thing you can do, you can cut it in smaller, like, I don't know how big they are. They're probably, 2 inches, like a 2-inch cube, and you can use them as foot toys for some of the bigger guys. I am a big fan of foot toys, and I think this is an easy way to make a foot toy. So, all right. What else have we got, Vanna?
Well, if we're talking foot toys, I mean, we'll go back to Oxbow. Like you said, they can do it.
All right, so the Celebration Party Pack. This is just so much fun, and they're little pieces. They show you they've got the 5 pieces there. It's, I mean, it's great, and they all come together. That one I think looks like a piece of cheese, but they call it a cake.
Yeah.
And
It's got a
Ice
how
cream cone.
it's got a
what
cute
kind of
cupcake.
photo opportunity could you not a candle, it's a charcuterie board thing. So that's got like a wicker ball in the top. What's the white part, Mark?
That just looks like.
It's just like wood.
Oh yeah, that's a
Okay.
simple wood.
Yeah, it's just thin wood. We put seed and stuff, and then we just hang these in the cage. Just
Yeah.
run a
Yeah.
run a string through those, hang it like that, and
And
the
again,
birds go nuts.
a lot of it can be used on the cage top. They can be used, on the floor. If you've got a bird that goes down on the floor a lot, you can put those out. And these are all, I mean, the pineapple, it's just, again, sticking that in there, and the salad. That one, I saw that one in person. It looks like a nest to me. I don't know. But,
Well, I mean that's in reality that's what it is. It's a canary nest that they've turned into a small animal toy, to which we turned back to a bird toy.
we'll show them. They start with our stuff, but again, that's an Oxbow product, and you get all of them in one package, or you can separate them out. If you're a store, Oxbow is definitely worth looking into for those kind of things. And foot toys. I mean, I think we forget about that a lot. That we hang great toys, we put perching across, we've got stuff hanging from our Java trees, but we don't always have the foot toy. And the foot toy, you know there's so much, it's so important to give them things to do, so you don't end up with the bird that stands on the perch all day and ends up with bumblefoot. Okay, so definitely look into those. What else have we got, Mark?
Well, on that same vein, we've got the cute little cupcake.
Right.
This one we
And
sell a lot of these.
can you hold it up so I can see the bottom of that, please? All right, so that's more corrugated. You can just put stuff in there.
Yep.
And there's nothing that's dangerous about any of these. I mean, that's the thing. It's there it is right there. It's the Celebration Cupcake from Oxbow. And they can hang. They can, and they're going to get torn up if you use them with a bigger bird. But it's not a big deal. It's nothing on that is going to harm them. So if they take it apart, they ingest some of it, it's not a big deal. So I think their stuff is great. All right. Well, who have we got there? Do we have someone that needs to demonstrate like that? Who is that bird?
The bluebirds were not being nice, so I had to take them away for a minute.
Aw. Hi. So somebody like this could use that Timothy mat, right?
Yep.
He
He's used it.
loves
Yep.
that. Huh.
Maybe we could do a demo, Joanna.
I'm working on it.
All right. Let's see. I know I'm putting you guys on the spot, making you do the demo right there, but look at how easy it is. They just took that mat down off the rack. They're gonna like, we were gonna sell this tomorrow, but it's okay.
You want pistachio? You step down. Come on.
Can you guys tilt your camera down a tiny bit?
Tilt it in.
There we go.
I'm gonna scare him. Is what I'm gonna do. Come here.
Don't be shy.
He's gonna be shy. Are you camera shy?
All right. So this is a good example. Has he seen those before? Oh, he has seen them before, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's seen the mats before.
He just sees himself.
But
You're like, what is going on?
he's like, there's people, and that woman on the box is talking. Why is that happening? So Candy asked, are there any concerns about fungus and bad stuff in the hay? As Connie, not when you get them. If there were something going on, I guarantee you would smell it.
Well, they
And
also all come packed with those little silicon packs to take all the moisture out.
Okay,
So all the
so
packaging comes with that.
all right, so when they come in, they're in really good shape. Candy, it's not something I would get like sopping wet, and I wouldn't put
Really.
I would not put any kind of wet food in there. But I would, so that would be when I would have concern about something like that. A lot of the foraging devices that we use and that we suggest um, are not optimum for fresh items unless it's something that you know that you can completely sanitize, like with the Jolly Ball. If you put a fresh food item in there, you know you're going to be able to sanitize it and wash it out. Any of the PVC foragers, any of the plastic foragers, the things with the cardboard, things like that, those are more suited to seed or pellet. So
All their
I
stuff
hope that
comes packed in plastic, and it has the little silicone, so
okay,
you don't have to worry about moisture or anything.
excellent. Um, So Laurie says you do have to be careful where you are buying them from. Some places sell subpar hay items. Um, I have you're right, Laurie. I mean, and that goes for anything you're buying. You know, you look at stuff and you're going to be able to tell. So Candy, absolutely, I understand your concern. You've had a bird that's had Asper, so I get it. That is something that I would be, worried about too. But I think, and Lori, when you say, some places sell subpar hay items, the Oxbow, I mean, knock on wood, I have never seen any problems with their product. And unless, so if you're going to, if there's a place that's going to sell something that's got issues like that, you might want to consider shopping there at all. Because if that's kind of funky, other stuff is going to be funky too. You know what I mean? You're absolutely right, Lori. They can be older. So you just, use your do your due diligence. Say that 5 times. When you're buying, any kind of natural item, you've got to be sure that, you know, there's usually if something's got fungus or mold or if it's mildewy, there'll be a smell to it. Or you can see spots on it. Excuse me. So those are the kind of things you just need to look out for. All right. What else have we got, Ross?
This is my ultimate favorite little bird toy. I mean, you can give it to anybody, but it's the pom pom, the play pom or whatever.
Yep.
It's made out of corn husk.
And that's from Oxbow as well. I love that toy.
This is one that I'll sprinkle even their seed within the ball or even on top. These guys, I mean, it's a great foraging, just a foraging toy on its own right, but you can stick all sorts of seeds on there, millet pieces, you name it. But the little birds
I would
can still
even,
over it.
I know that there's
We'll figure out this camera one way or another.
you're trying to mess with Nick. I think I would even give that to like finches.
Yeah,
Because
this is our number one canary finch toy because they'll pick this apart.
Yeah. And so I know some people are like, "Oh no, I think it's too big." No,
No.
that's, they will definitely all work on it and use it. So it's something that, you buy that one toy and if you've got a finch aviary, then you've got a bunch of them all covered. So yeah, Candy, leaving things in the toy, it will get moist. So yeah, it's definitely it's that if you're practicing good husbandry, which I know you do, Candy, we've talked about all kinds of stuff, then I think you take it, you take it out when it's been in there for a while. And Lori also mentioned it'll be old and dusty and brown if it's, been sitting in the store for a long time. That's the thing. I mean, as much as I know store owners want to keep things pristine. You guys have birds. You know that bird dust happens, right? It's not. I mean, I would love to say I've been in a store. I'd love to say bird fever is immaculate. There is not any dust. Well, do you have birds? Do you guys even know people that have birds? Because there's dust. It's the way it goes. And
We got dust 10 minutes after we dust.
right. So I agree with you, Lori. The cruddy kind of dust and the brown kind of dust, and it's been sitting there for a long time. Those are the kind of things you need to watch out for. So, all right, now we've talked from macaw to finch, and none of it has been bird toys, and it's amazing. It's amazing, but you got to go over to that small animal aisle and that big animal aisle in Tractor Supply. What else have we got?
Well, I know we don't have a picture of that.
Oh yeah, I don't think we sent you a picture of this one, but this is from KT. It's a chicken toy. So, and it's just it's designed to hang like you put fruits and vegetables in, but we use this for the canaries and finches. We just shove paper and all sorts of stuff, shredded paper, and they go nuts pulling it out. We've used it for the budgies, the cockatiels, all the little birds.
Is it coated like a
Yeah, it's like a powder coated metal ball. It's just wire.
Okay. All right. So, these are the kind of things that you probably wouldn't give that to a macaw because it would not make any sense. But for the smaller guys, I think, one of the complaints I get a lot is there aren't a lot of little bird toys. The little birds get kind of screwed because there's not a lot out there for them. And these kind of things that are in the other aisles are amazing for the smaller guys. I love all of, I've gone through the whole Oxbow catalog, and I want like one of these and one of these and one of these and one of these. It's wonderful. So definitely, worth a look. What else, guys? Chicken toys.
Well, we can do dog toys. This is we do a lot with nylabone, and we started. They used to, all those, hard to chew toys that the macaws couldn't, but these are my favorite from nylabone.
So are those? So what's inside those?
It's nothing. It's just material. It's just different fabrics. Okay. There's like terry cloth in here. There's some nylon, like for a dog collar, but it's all these. And we give the big ones we give to the macaws, and they like the texture on it. They don't really chew it up or try tearing it up. A lot of times they either snuggle up next to it or they stick their head up in this, and it was something I never thought would be a bird toy, but the birds love this.
There you go. And that's the thing too, is sometimes you got to just try different things, try it out. If it's, if something's on sale in another part of the pet store, give it a shot. Make sure obviously that it's a safe item. And Lori says, can their toes get caught? Those are just straight down strips, right?
Yep.
They're just straight down.
Yeah. And Lori, like any of those, any kind of any fabric you're giving your birds or any kind of material, you want to just make sure that it stays trimmed, so that it's not it doesn't become that hazard. Or maybe it's something that you give them when you're there. If you're in the room and if it's something that you're worried about, then I wouldn't leave it in a cage. I would just put it there when I'm there and I can observe. I can supervise. Krista's asking, what's the name? Oh, are we talking about the Kong toy, Krista? I've got a bunch of Kong toys that we're going to talk about after we go through the ones that the Roths have. Because Kong needs to step up their game as well and be part of the bird world again. So, all right. So now, do you guys have any other nylabone stuff?
This is the only nylabone. This is another dog. Well, they turned this into a bird toy. But these Holy Roller dog toys, which come in various sizes, we've used these for a long time for the birds. And then finally, JW got with the program and made a bird toy out of it.
Holy Rollers they're another one that come in all sizes. You can get Holy Rollers really small up to really big. And it's definitely, you can use it as a forager. You can use it. I've had birds that will just swing on those, it's fun to like, because they're easy to grab on, and they can
Well,
just swing on
big
them.
ones are the same size as this.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they're a hard, thick plastic that the macaws don't tear up. And once you get the same concept, you shove it full of stuff. And
Yeah. So Amber says they use those for babies. The holy rollers, Amber, is that what you're talking about? Or the fabric ones? Um, Mark, Krista wants to know the name of the fabric one that you just held up.
oh,
Krista's got a great store up in the Pacific Northwest.
the
Happy Moppy.
Happy Moppy.
Happy Moppy, because
It comes in 2 different sizes.
because that's a grown-up name. Just saying. So Amber says they use the holy rollers for babies at Kiko's. Yeah, Krista is working on Krista is revamping the parrot perch. She's doing an amazing job, and so I hope that Krista's getting some ideas tonight for things that they can have in store. So, can she call you if she needs help?
She can call
Sure.
anytime.
Awesome. All right. Because I know she's doing a good job, so we just need to like help her out any way we can, because that's what we do in the bird world, right? Okay. What else have we got there?
Everything we got left is just a variety of Oxbow's toys. I mean, I've got small. This is a big seller for us. I gotta learn how to
Yep.
work this camera. The little basket. This is put a little quick link hanging in the cage. The budgies, the parrotlets, all the small birds love this. You can put
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
in the basket if you want to turn it into a foraging toy. Another one of the hay toys that.
And it's, I mean,
Wow.
so that toy right there, yeah, like you said, it's a great foot toy. You can stuff things in that one.
Yes.
The,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, there's.
yep.
I don't know if you can see that, but you can shove stuff inside here.
The other thing that comes to mind with a lot of the hay toys and the toys from, yeah, there's a close up of Crazy Hay Ball. If you've got birds that are over preening, you've got birds that, need something to just kind of work on. These hay toys and all of the Oxbow, like the shred, they're really shreddables. And there's something that, might be able to help with some of those issues, with some of our birds. So what else have we got?
This is another one. We tie these onto the side of the cage, like at the end of the
Uh-huh.
perch. It's got the corn husk. It's got just different materials just for them to chew up along the
I
way.
like that one. That one's cool. So that in some of these too, like if they come apart, you can weave them in between the cage bars. I used to do that with the shredders. For my kaik, I took the shredders that are about that wide and I would put them through the cage bars. And the same with a lot of the materials that these are made out of. You can reuse them. So, all right. Do we have any more?
Yeah, this is another one that goes to the side of the cage.
Yep.
It comes in 2 different sizes. We go through a lot of these.
I love this because the whole entire thing is chewable. Right down
Right.
to even the nuts and bolts here, it's all wood.
Yep.
So you can they can shred it, tear it up, you name it.
Nice. And you can also, with those, you can like tie other stuff off those. We do a couple of foraging mats like that. We're using the seagrass mats as a base. And that is the nice thing about them is that, if it gets chewed up, it gets chewed up. But those are a great toy base. When you guys are, we did the Thanksgiving DIY and the Winter Wonderland DIY. That's what we used as a base. And it definitely is something to consider. You can also hang those. You can hang them from the top. The way the hardware or the woodware, not hardware, is on there. You can do it on the side. You could do it, bend it up and do it on the top. So it's definitely multi-usable. What else have we got, Bernice? Show me a toy that you've got there. Nice. What's that made of?
No.
This is just a natural grass. I mean, this is such a simple toy, but this is one that we sell. The finches, canaries, the budgies, seals. even the green cheeks. I mean, and they just pick this stuff apart. It's another
Right.
simple little toy. They're very inexpensive. I mean, that's another reason I kind of really like these Oxbow toys is the price point is very reasonable,
Yep.
and it's like, you know, a lot of these. I mean, Oxbow has really stepped up. I don't know, probably 10 years ago, Ware was the small animal company that were making these kind of toys, and they had some great bird toys, but I think they were horrible small animal toys, and they discontinued them because they didn't understand they were bird toys.
Yeah.
Oxbow picked them up, and as Oxbow's just really like ran with it, and they just keep expanding the line. And this is such a simple thing, but yet, we sell a lot of these, and the birds love them.
And I think too, people need to not be put off by the fact that there's not a picture of a bird on the label. What do we got there, Bernice?
This is a mobile that you can easily give to small birds.
Yeah, this is
Nice.
another Oxbow toy. It's just a little mobile. If we've got like a clutch of parrotlets or little budgies, we'll hang one of these in the cage, and you'll find a bird hang on in every stand here, and they're just going ripping these things apart. Once again,
And if you've got multiple birds, multiple birds that are housed together, something like that really works.
Got 4 or 5 parakeets in it. They'll go nuts
Yeah.
with it.
I mean, I know Terry Clark uses she uses our the foraging Freddy that we do at the Leather Elves, and it's got strands coming down like that, and she uses it for multiple birds, and it works to socialize them. Excuse me. All right. Do we have any more?
No, I think that's all I pulled out for you.
That's awesome.
If you need me to run around the store.
That's okay. So Nick's got some pictures of some of the Kong products. So if you go, like I remember being at the Kong booth at Global Pet Expo, and I kept looking at toys, and I'm like, that would work, And I know, Mark Roth and I were at Global together a couple of years ago, and we went to more non-bird booths than we did bird booths, I think. And it was like, yeah, that would work. That might be great. I mean, it's the cat products, especially, as long as you take out the bells, you're golden. If you stay away from the bells, that's my suggestion, unless it's really small birds that you're dealing with. But I was talking to Jody from Kiko's Toy Chest out in Tacoma, and Jody sent me a bunch of pictures of Kongs that he has used for some of the big guys. Because I know people are like, oh, wait, that's a small bird toy. That's, small animal, so it must be a small bird. Some of these are incredible. So there's a dog on that picture, but this is a great foraging toy for a bird. You can, Amber, I'm sure you've seen this. You can use it for macaws. It's made out of bamboo, and they're darn near indestructible. I won't say indestructible because we know that's not the case. Here's another one. It's shaped like a dumbbell. Again, can roll it around. You can hang it. They're pretty heavy, so just be careful where you're hanging them, that there's not a lot of swing room, or else those are going to be knocking themselves off perches. What's the next one, Nick? So I think this is called it's like Lots of Treats or something along those lines. If you guys look up Kong toys, you'll find these. These are 4 pieces that are attached. They're all together. They've got little holes. Melissa was talking about, Melissa and Krista were talking about that you can put in, there are toys that you put peanut butter in for dogs. A lot of these, that's what these are. I wouldn't recommend peanut butter for your birds. I would recommend putting a pellet or something like that in there. But you can definitely, and with the Kong toys, one of the nice things is they're washable. So if you do put a fresh food item in, it's washable. So here's another Kong toy. This is called the Kong Spinner. Just something that they roll around and it dispenses treats. I know I have a ball similar for my dog that he has to roll it around, and it's the bringer of joy because it dispenses treats. Melissa says she uses almond butter or seed and she stuffs it with paper. So, yep, I would absolutely. So it depends what level of forager your bird happens to be. If they're brand new at it and they're just getting started, you want to just put the food item in. If they need, if they're a little bit more advanced, you can put that paper in and then they have to get the paper out and then get the food item out. Nick, what's the next one we've got there? So the wobbler, this is a basic dog toy, okay? It's easy to fill, it's easy to clean. There are no it's a heavy plastic, and so if your bird goes through it, you're gonna see it right away. It's not like it's gonna be something that they're taking little pieces off, ingesting them. You're gonna see it right away. And with the Kong toys, I would initially use them supervised. I mean, I would initially use almost any toy supervised. Um, it's just a good rule of thumb. But there's definitely, the Kong toys are pretty safe and pretty sturdy. What else have we got? Do we have any more, Nick? Yeah, there you go. Just another Kong. This is called Kong Rewards. And the thing is, if it swings and treats come out, serious foraging fun. Absolutely, Lori. You can hang these, you can put them on the ground, you can put them on the cage top, you can put them on a play stand. Here's another one, spin, roll, and flip action, engages dogs. Well, you know what? We need to cross that off, and it engages birds as well. You can see that it's the middle part spins around, it dispenses those treats. The nice thing about the Kong toys that I really like about them is they're self-reinforcing. So, we talk about we're trying to train our birds to play with toys. We want to train them to engage with different things. These toys reinforce that behavior without you having to do anything. So your bird nudges it or spins it around or turns it upside down and a treat falls out. As long as it's not hanging over a grate because that's a sad moment when they work really hard and then it falls through the grate at the bottom. But if they're working on a flat surface with this and it drops out, it reinforces them continuing to play with it. So you guys know the definitions of positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is adding something to the environment that will increase the likelihood that that behavior will occur. Okay. So now they're rolling this ball, this Kong toy, this whatever along, and a treat falls out. So what they've learned at that point in time is if I do this some more, another treat's going to fall out. So they're getting it innately it reinforces that behavior without you having to do anything. There's no click, there's no cue, it's basic training at its best without operator error. So I've had people say to me, I really want to do this and I want to train and I want my bird to engage more with toys. I want them to forage more. You don't have to do any training. These kind of toys will do that training for you. So it's well worth the investment. Some of the Kong toys are a little expensive, but they do last. Mark mentioned the Oxbow. I mean, Oxbow prices are amazing. You can keep them really low. And yes, they're going to get destroyed. Yes, they're shreddables and stuff, but it's definitely, it's an easy purchase. With the Kong stuff, a little bit more expensive, but definitely durable. So, you just want to consider that when you're looking at what you want to purchase, what you don't want to purchase. And excuse me, Melissa says she puts paper on top of the grate. That way, if Zorro's playing with something and a reinforcer or a treat falls out, it's not going to fall right through the grate. So, if you guys have any suggestions, things that you've used that are not in the bird aisle, then please put it in the comments. If you, try some of these things, I'd love to see comments on the Leather Elves page, what you're trying, how you're using it, because it's so nice when you guys share with each other the kind of things that you're doing so that, and everybody's like, oh, everybody must do that. Everybody, like when Mark and I started talking, I was kind of like, well, everybody knows that Oxbow makes great bird toys. Well, no, they don't. Pine cones, Nancy, as long as they are um, treated and not treated not treated with anything, but that they are not. Say that again.
Clean and sanitized.
Thank you very much.
All
Those
the
are the
stuff's
words.
been removed. They're safe to go.
Otherwise, you have sticky birds, and that's not a good
Yeah, you don't want to
thing.
go in your backyard and just grab a pine cone, put it in the bird cage.
No, no. It's funny, Nancy, because we were talking about pine cones before we went on tonight. So pine cones are great as long as they are cleaned and sanitized. Laurie, anything in the rabbit section, pretty much. It's the rabbits are chewing stuff up just the way our birds are chewing stuff up. And that things, well, you would hope that things in the rabbit section are not treated with anything that's going to be toxic for our birds. So the one thing I would stay away from is like some of the check the rabbit stuff and the small animal stuff, that it's not dyed with sugar. Because some of them add a flavoring to the toys, and you just have to make sure that, because we don't really want to entice our birds to eat the wood that they're chewing on. And if it's dyed with a food item, or if it's got sugar in it, that's not something we want to give our birds. So you're absolutely right. The rabbit section is a good place to go. Just be careful that it's not something that's got a flavoring added to it. So yeah, definitely. So we've given you some ideas, places, other sections of the pet store. Yeah, it's not worth using any kind of flavor. Anything with hay, the mats, the huts. You're absolutely right, Lori. And I think, it even, so browse the rabbit section, because there's even stuff that, we haven't thought of, that you kind of would see it and that would work for my bird. And just walk through, don't spend the 5 minutes in the store. Walk up and down the aisles. Or if you go to a bird store exclusively, which I recommend highly if you've got one in your neighborhood or your general hours drive vicinity, then talk to them about, hey, I saw these toys that are really cool on the live stream, and I'd really like to see if you'd carry them, because trust me, bird store owners are definitely looking for new ways to keep your birds happy. That's the goal, right, Mark? That's what you
No,
guys
you're
are
right.
looking to do. So if you saw something tonight and you'd love to have your local store carry it, then definitely do it. How many bird people do you see clearing the holiday nuts aisle this week? Right? So those nuts at the grocery store, weren't put there for our birds, but we're going to get them anyway, right? People leaving with cartloads of mixed nuts that are marked down this week. So you guys want to think about that. But they're probably mostly gone at this point.
And if you can
But
find
yeah,
almonds, buy them up because it was not a good year for almonds. So
yeah.
almonds are hard to come by. So if you see almonds, grab them.
And if you see Lori, don't trip her in the grocery store, because she's headed for those. um, so it's definitely worth a trip to the grocery store. Brave the New Year's traffic. People already have all their stuff. They're in the liquor aisle, which we never want to be in for our birds. So you go to the nuts aisle and the produce department. That's where you want to be, and you'll avoid all those people who are going out tomorrow night. So it's a good thing. So we've showed you guys some different things you can try. Hopefully this has inspired you to think outside the cage. We use that phrase quite a bit. But if you guys get a chance, take a look around, see what you can find. But I still have to encourage you to buy Leather Elves toys. We are having a 23% off sale for the month of January. And there will be a code. The code is HNY 2023. And Nick, if you could put that in the comments,
Our secret.
Yeah,
you're
these are the
awesome.
best toys we can find.
So all kinds of that's the foraging Freddy's the one I was talking about that I know Terry Clark uses with her babies because it helps them with balance and you can put more than one bird on there and it's not a big deal. And then that one has a refillable skewer in it. I got to tell you, I hate making that toy. Amber, who was on earlier, I don't know if she's still on. That is the Phoenix forager. That was named after Amber's bird Phoenix. So thank you, Nick, for putting the code in the comments. But well, thank you guys again. I always love hanging out with the Roth family and visiting Bird Fever in Indianapolis. And if you're in the vicinity, you should too. And you know, if you see Mark this weekend, wish him a happy birthday. And he's like, no, don't do that. No.
And if you're
So,
local, you get a discount if you come and sing him happy birthday.
oh, nice. He's like, okay. I am never doing another one of these again. All right. Well, thank you guys again. And everyone have a safe and happy New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. They say what you do on New Year's Day, you do for the rest of the year. So you guys need to go shop for bird toys, whether it's at Bird Fever or your local bird store. Support your local avian specialty shop and take care. Happy New Year. And I look forward to seeing you guys in 2023. Take it easy, guys.